You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned into Theboxingvoice Radio. Join us every Thursday and Sunday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another quick episode of The Boxing Voice. A lot of our listeners wanted us to basically kind of update them on what may or may not take place with the Andre Ward fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about that. We've been able to get some audio and basically try to calm you guys down, right? A lot of people thought this fight was in jeopardy. So if you're interested in that, definitely tune in and we will let you know all about it.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold a record with pay-per-view.
My drop. I know my situation. I don't want to fight. That's my
Production.
But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time to talk a little bit of Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev. It's the big pay-per-view fight that is said to be taking place November 19th in Las Vegas is the said venue, but that is what has been brought into question. Has a lot of boxing fans worried. Is this fight really going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I mean, they've gone as far as the promoter herself, Kathy Duva, in a few interviews stating that this may not happen. She's insinuated that it may be because of Andre Ward. And, you know, while we were having our show last night, everyone was saying, how could you be talking about Crawford Garcia when Andre Ward is in jeopardy? Something might happen. I mean, this fight, he's pulling out of another fight. People quickly insinuating or assuming that Sergey Kovalev himself and Team Kathy Duva were trying to get out of this the way that the purse bid with Adonis Stevenson fell apart. Who's to say who is right, right? The point is that this tweet came out at 7:39 yesterday, and Andre Ward himself says, get off the gas. Get off the gas. What does that mean? Does it mean that Main Events is moving too fast? There's three interviews that I want to direct your attention to. One, obviously, we will be using. It's from me, our good friend Fernando Pimentel, and he spoke with Kathy Duva, and that one is key. That one is crucial, right? Because I know there's a lot of you out there that already watched interviews by more popular people, probably Steve Kim, Radio Raheem, someone like that around those lines. They've had some pretty big interviews with Kathy Duva, and some pretty interesting things were said in those interviews that could give you the indication that this fight was somehow in jeopardy, or that Andre Ward himself didn't show up to this press conference. Everyone thought that he was supposed to be at a press conference, but I'm here to prove to you that Main Events knew that a week before. So for those rumors to be out there, for this press conference to be prolonging and starting at 12 and instead of 11 because quote unquote Andre Ward hadn't showed up when the other side already knows, really, we have to ask ourselves, is this all propaganda? Is this to build up the fight? Is this to shame Andre Ward? What is this really about? Now, maybe in boxing, it's not common practice to move forward, or it is common practice to move forward without certain things being signed. I know we've heard that before, haven't we all? We've all heard this is not signed, but the fight is still going through. Or, you know, we've heard promoters say, oh, well, we don't sign until the very last day. Just because things are done in that manner in boxing, is it wrong for someone to want to sign contracts before moving forward with ticket sales? I don't know. I'm just asking these questions, however you want that to be pronounced to you or spelled when I say it. I know a few of you have issues with my pronunciation, right? So before I get to these phone lines, I am going to go ahead and play some audio and see if we can't figure out what's going on here. This is a clip from Kathy Duva, courtesy of UNC Live.
That want to know, November 19th, will there be a fight between Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev?
Well, there will be if Andre Ward wants to have a fight, but I can't promise you at this point what they want. Now, it started last week when they let us know after weeks of planning this press conference that Andre Ward wouldn't come. Then it continued through Saturday afternoon when they informed us hours before we were supposed to announce that the fight's happening at the T-Mobile, that they didn't want to make that announcement. They promised us that we would make it today, that tickets on sale announcement would be made today. This morning, when I got up, I saw notes saying that, well, they were reneging on that promise. I'm trying to figure out why, and all I can think of is maybe they're trying to find some way to bully us into the Oracle. Maybe Andre's worried. I don't know.
Is Andre worried? Or is this just proof? Did she not say it in her opening sentence? Oh, we knew this a week ago that he was not showing up to the presser. So why is his name being smeared yesterday that he didn't show up? And I'm using air quotes. Let me go back to the camera so you can see my sexy face. I'm using air quotes here. Why was this guy being bashed? Why are the hipsters saying he's trying to back out? Pump the gas, baby. Excuse me, pump the brakes, people. Pump the brakes. Let's go to our resident rock star who graces our airwaves, Robert Ortiz from Escape the Fate. Let's see what he's got to say. He's been watching a lot of ESPN First Take these days. I know this news broke yesterday. What's your thoughts on this, Robert?
Good afternoon, guys. It's nice to have this early afternoon edition of the Boxing Voice. It's rad, and thank you for doing that. This sort of thing keeps me sane throughout the day, you know. But speaking of staying sane and having your mind right, quite frankly, Nestor Gibbs, I'm confused by the whole thing. I really don't get it. I'm just starting to wonder, like, I mean, Kathy Duva, we had it happen before with Adonis Stevenson, where it seemed like everyone automatically wants to point to the Heyman fighter as being a duck, but they clearly made an offer, and Kathy Duva main events, and Sergey Kovalev backed out, and now we got Andre Ward in this similar sort of situation, and I don't know. This is why when we go back a few weeks, and you kept saying, oh, man, it's whatever, this fight ain't so bad because it's already contracted. They're going to fight in November. And my thought was, I don't want to see this bullshit fight because I'm going to get this bullshit fight, and I don't know if I'm going to get anything else. Where everyone else was happy. It's like, it's cool, Andre Ward's tune-up. Can't wait for November. For me, it was never like it. For me, it was always like, this is all I'm going to get out of the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. Fucking fighting a dude that does not belong in the ring with him, and that's it. And looks like that's what might happen, dude. I just don't.
Wait a minute, my friend.
Can you read?
Wait a minute, because obviously you were on a treadmill.
I'm not saying whether it's. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to know exactly why do you feel that this may not be happening?
I don't know. I mean, will you tell me, reiterate some of these details? Because as I started.
Well, I don't see nothing but a bunch of propaganda from the media in order to get clicks. I mean, I'm here to debunk the whole godforsaken lie that this fight is in jeopardy. I mean, unless it's like Larry said last night and these promoters just, in one sentence they lie and in another they tell the truth. I mean, I have audio of Kathy Duva saying there's no need to panic. The fight's going on. We have absolutely no problems. I was just frustrated. Now, they're probably going to call me the bad guy for saying, is this common practice for a woman doing business to be frustrated and smear someone's name? I heard all the interviews. She's even insinuated that Ward might be afraid. She used the words bully them to the oracle. Where are all these assumptions coming from? But in closing, she's still guaranteed the fight is happening. So then why all the smoke in the air? Is it to build the fight is my question.
I don't get it. That makes no sense to me, you know.
Let me place you on hold really quick.
All this crap and
Let me place you on hold really quick and just play the other audio, because obviously there's some more, and those are the facts. We're here to state the facts. We're here to find out what exactly is going on. Now, you tell me, right? Again, first you state that Ward is trying to bully you to the oracle. And now in this audio, you're going to say that working with Rock Nation is hell. I mean, I don't know anyone that's going to want to do business with anyone when they're talking about them in that manner.
Dave Iskowitz, who worked for Rock Nation at the time, and I made a deal with the MGM in June. We have
that 90-second mark means we're closing out this show. So if you want to speak, make sure that you press 1 now, because you won't be able to get on unless you use that bat phone on Skype. Going back to the audio.
Dave Iskowitz, who worked for Rock Nation at the time, and I made a deal with the MGM in June. We have a deal. The on sale should have happened now. They are saying, well, we need signed contracts, blah, blah. I don't think I've ever done a fight where contracts with an arena were signed before we went on sale. But it seems that every day it's something. So I have to assume that either we'll resolve this or we won't. My fear is, of course, Bob Arum wants to do a fight in Las Vegas on November 5th, and he wants the November 19th date. And if we lose our venue on the 19th, my fear is that we'll lose this date. I hope it doesn't happen.
Kathy, as you began the streaming part of this event with Sergey Kovalev, you described working with Rock Nation as living hell. Give us some examples of that. Or did you just already do that the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, I did. Look, I know this isn't going to make it any easier to work with them, but frankly, I'm so frustrated right now. You work, we have great meetings, everything's going well, there's lots of really great talented people there, everything is planned. And then it seems that this brinksmanship hours before we have things planned just keeps happening. So I have to assume that this is going to last for a while.
Perfect way to put your foot in your mouth. Right before the deal is signed, again, right before the contract is signed, the lineal light heavyweight champion is out there. Adonis Stevens is out there. A fight could be made with Andre Ward. Why are you not securing this fight for your fighter, Sergey Kovalev, who already let Adonis Stevens slip through his hands? Because Adonis gets called chicken sin, but there was a purse bid. Team Kovalev backed out. Now, what is all this? Why are you trying to shame Andre Ward and Rock Nation? There was more questions. Again, I direct you to those reporters who did great jobs. Shout out to Steve Kim, Radio Raheem, and obviously Fernando Pimentel. They did great jobs asking great questions. And you can get it all yourself. I don't even know why we need to make a show and I have to piece it together for you. All you weirdos that was hounding the chat yesterday, how we had to talk about this because it was going to fall apart when it's bullshit. Because here it goes, the audio once again. The key audio. Kathy contradicting herself with Fernando Pimentel.
I have to wonder, I don't know.
So for the people who might not understand that, Andre Ward was invited to be at this event, correct?
Weeks ago, and it was the Rock Nation people came back to me last week and just said, he won't come. It's just too close to his fight to travel. So we said, fine, we'll just.
I'm just gonna stop it right there because I think the audio needs to be dissected. Weeks ago, she said. Again, I asked, why the hell were people saying he didn't show up? Andre Ward ain't shit. He ain't even come to the press conference. Why they lying to the people? I don't know. Weeks ago, though, she said that they were told he wasn't going to show. And he has a legitimate excuse. He said it's too close to my fight. He didn't know whether he was going to win or lose. So he said it's too close to my fight to be traveling. I'm focusing on fight. We already know Andre Ward is like that anyway. He doesn't even talk about any. He didn't even want to talk about Sergey Kovalev before this fight. So, again, a legitimate excuse. But it seems like in this world we live in, let's just bash Andre Ward. I mean, I've even heard different names they come up with the acronym of S.O.G. It's just disgraceful and tasteless.
I have to wonder. I don't know.
So for the people who might not understand that, Andre Ward was invited to be at this event, correct?
Weeks ago, and it was the Rock Nation people came back to me last week and just said, he won't come. It's just too close to his fight to travel. So we said, fine, we'll just do a little Sergey presser instead, and no problem. We'll have a press conference. Sergey's going to Russia for a couple of weeks. He's been doing a lot of press stuff. When he gets back, we'll be doing press conferences in September. So they'll be together there. It's not really important that they be together at this moment. It was really just important that I hoped to get our tickets on sale. People are excited. They want to buy them. Our office is getting inundated with calls.
So there is no reason why anybody should panic or say that this fight may not happen.
Oh no, there's no reason for that. I'm just frustrated because we have a good long lead time to promote the fight, and I'm unhappy that we may not be able to take advantage of it.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Credit to that guy for getting the truth out. While these other weirdos out here fishing for headlines, and they don't want to say the truth because they don't want Ward to shine. Let's not forget that half the people that's running around here saying this fight's in jeopardy is the people that don't even like Andre Ward. They never write nothing nice about him, and they don't got nothing nice to say about him. So, is this fight in jeopardy? Absolutely not. What did she say? He's not. It doesn't even matter that he's not here today. He's going to be with them together in September. So why are we, the boxing fans, going crazy yesterday? Freaking weirdos. Let me open up these phone lines. I'm going to go back to Robert. Robert, keep it short. We got a couple of callers there, and this is just a short and sweet show.
Yeah, it just seems like a much ado about nothing is what it seems like. I wish would have just said, beforehand, like Andre Ward ain't gonna be there, but we're gonna formally announce this thing. So it just seems like people like to freak out, and that's why I call it saying I'm confused. But you just made complete sense out of it. All I heard was he wasn't gonna show anyway, and I don't blame the guy. He just fought 4 days ago, or 3 days ago, because this happened yesterday, right? So, why? Yeah, you don't know he's going to be bedridden. You don't want to make plans and book flights, and you're going to be in the hospital. So it's just it's just nothing. There's just a bunch of hoopla. Maybe it was Kathy Duva's chance to get a little bit more press before, the Nar press tour kicks off, before the HBO 24/7s kick off, and all that awesome stuff happens. This is maybe just some extra. I'm sure we'll get a more formal press conference later down the line. And those are awesome. We need those because it lets us know everything is official. So that's probably why people are freaking out. But the way I see it, looks like fight will go on. No problem. Andre Ward just didn't want to leave his house after that fight.
Yeah, man. Well, I understand. I mean, after a fight, you want to lick your wounds. You want to get a little bit of aromatherapy. You want to get some, make some love to the wife. You don't want to be promoting no fight that really doesn't need promoting because it's us hardcores coming out. Now, I will say this. Look, we never really gave you an afternoon show, so do me a favor and hit that like button. There's quite a few you watching, and the thumbs up do not equal to that. So I would appreciate it if you can get those thumbs up to an equal amount just to show your love. We have no producer. We are going to some other callers. I believe this is Suleiman, though. So Suleiman the Scholar, talk to us.
Yeah, how you doing this?
I'm good, brother. Were you as fearful as some of these other more casual boxing fans that maybe Kovalev Ward wasn't going to happen, or did you know this was all good?
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, people was criticizing the way he looked with Alexander Brand, but I mean, if you see the conditioning in that fight, he did a fantastic display of boxing, and I think that's the issue. The issue is that Kovalev and also Stevenson are afraid of his boxing technique and his skill asset, and that's what he's going to bring in the game, and that's why he's not finishing the job. He's not initiating contact. He backs up. He wants to see what the opponent's going to bring, and he's been practicing in his last 2 fights. So he's going to bring that in the game, and he's gonna beat this Kovalev, and then he's gonna unify the title with Stevens. You guys have a good night.
Suleiman, hold on a minute. Now, Kathy Duva said in her interview that working with Rock Nation has been hell. Are you still not fearful that this fight could be in jeopardy? I mean, if you're verbally saying these type of things about the other promoter, you're risking damaging what you have built.
Okay, Rock Nation is a new player in the game, and these other promoters have been working in the game for years, and they're gonna try to cut off Rock Nation to try to implement, and it's not gonna work because Rock Nation is very assertive, and they got a key player in the light heavyweight division, and it's gonna show his skill is gonna show in that fight with Kovalev, and he's gonna also show in the fight with Stevenson, and he's gonna be a unified champion. There's no doubt about it. This game right now in the light heavyweight division is all about Andre Ward, and he's a key player. And Rock Nation is a new player in the game, and they're gonna have the light heavyweight division. There's gonna be a lineal champion and a unified champion.
Well, all right, Suleiman. Thanks for calling in on this little early update show. We got 678 on the check-in. Who's this? Where you calling from?
This D calling from Atlanta, Georgia. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? What's your name?
Hello? Yeah, D from Atlanta, Georgia.
D, what's going on, brother? Talk to us. Were you nervous, like some of my casual listeners, that maybe Ward and Kovalev fight was not going to take place?
This is hell, man, because I think Ward is going to get him. But I think it's just, like you said earlier, it's just propaganda. The fight is going to happen. This man just had a fight a couple of days ago. Now they want him back on the road again, you know? So I don't think Rock Nation, they're very sharp individuals, so they're not going to let Andre wear himself out. You know, he just had a fight. He won a 12-round decision. So they want him to rest and, you know, get some time to be with the wife, like you said, and just relax a little bit and meet up in September, you know?
I agree. D, man, you know that it took a little bit of time for my mind to catch up with your voice, man. I remember exactly who you are, dude. Yo, you're back in the day, rope-a-dope and fight hype days, huh?
Yes, sir.
I remember, man. You got a different
Yes,
phone
sir.
though, because you sound totally different. I
got a different number. Yeah, I have two numbers. That old number is a 954 number from Miami. I still have that one, but I have better reception on this phone here. And I'm telling you, man, I really enjoy your show, man. You keep it, you know, I'm going to follow you to the bitter end, man, you know?
Man, D, thanks so much, man. I hope you're tuning in on YouTube, man, because we're making it a lot more interactive for all our listeners, you know, with the new overlay and stuff like that. But thank you for calling in, brother. And yeah, absolutely.
Okay, not a problem at all.
Thank you for calling in, and thank you for giving your take on this Kovalev Ward update. Is it in jeopardy? Is it not? We just debunked that clearly. Let's get to some other callers here. We got 614 on the check-in. You're live on the Boxing Voice early afternoon show for all my guys in rush hour. Who's this?
Yeah, J-Will, of course, man. I'm on my lunch break, man. I was happy to get the little early afternoon show, man. Give me something to do on my hour lunch. But yeah, man. Again, man, you guys are dropping these jewels, man. I usually hear it from other sources first, but both the last show and this show, this is my first time even hearing about this interview with Kovalev's promoter or whatever. So it's just propaganda, man. At the end of the day, these guys have done too much already to kind of line this fight up. It's pretty convenient to kind of paint Ward as a quote-unquote diva early on, so just in case they do run into any hiccups or whatever, she can kind of fall back and say, oh, yeah, I already said Demo Rock Nation is tail. So, she's just kind of trying to paint a certain narrative so that, so that the public can not look at Ward as if he's just some saint. So I think that's really all it is. At the end of the day, they're going to get it in. And, of course, Ward's going to win 8-4, 7-5 split decision. That's my call.
Well, all right, brother. Thanks for calling in. And thank you for being such an intelligent caller, man. I just want to give a round of applause to all you guys that tuned in. I love it when we could put together a quick little show and you guys come out and definitely make it not fearful for Ness, right? You know, sometimes you never know who's going to be out there listening. But I do want to let you know I'm coming right back, man. Maybe in a half an hour, maybe at our schedule 8 o'clock time. Wingy is working, so maybe I'll get with Casual, see what we can do. But we definitely got to talk about this Golovkin Brook 30-day WBC weigh-in. Brook looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. So I'm told. I don't know. And you'll find out too, but you got to tune in. That's for sure. I want to thank everyone again that tuned in. I want to thank everyone that continues to drop us 5-star review on iTunes. It really helps with the visibility of the show. Don't forget, this is a listener-driven show. Remember, you are the listener. You drive this show. The more you help us stay on top, the more we want to stay on top. Like I said, I'm coming back with another one. So if you feel it in your desire and your heart to help out the Boxing Voice, head on over to theboxingvoice.com, drop a small donation or a 5-star review. They're equally important, and we're going to love you for it. That being said, later. Actually, I should have did a little outro, right? Yeah, I'm going to do an outro and give some shout-outs, right? Mari Sway showing up. Oxnard, Adrian, what's up? Gio Santiago, Roberto, Joel Lopez, Towns Slim Jim or something like that. Jace Chan, a lot of people. Eddie P, Miss GNX, who we got? Javier, Yaya. It's a lot, man. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We're going to keep it short. We don't want to clutter up your podcasts.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.